What's up guys, this is Timmy and welcome back to Planetbase. So, this is episode 5 and I'm pretty happy about where we're at. Things are starting to shape up, colony's pretty self-sustaining and we've got quite a bit of resources in the bank or in the storage dome. And we left it off last episode and said I would wait until they moved this. They have actually moved it. It was here where I want to put my storage to begin the super farm. But it took them 3 days. 3 whole bloody days. It's there because I built something random to go and make them take it over there, and they took all but one, and they left one metal here, so... But that is in the past, and we are now ready to put our first piece of the mega farm together. We're going to have a large storage. And the first farms we're going to build are going to be like here and here, and they're actually going to be sort of actual farms that we're going to be using, because we're still not quite there self-sufficient wise. Now we have enough metal, but bioplastic is still a bit of an issue. So excuse my voice, a bit croaky again. Not that late at night, so hopefully I won't be too delirious, but I have been talking a lot today, I guess. So we're not going to stack anything up because stacking up is dangerous in this game. And we are way earlier than normal, remembering to speed up the game. And can we see our colonists, please? Ooh. Excellent. How is our new canteen working out for people? Yep, they're all getting pretty full, that's good. I don't think there's any way you can store meals other than here at the moment, so... Sorry, other than in the meal maker, so yeah, I don't know. It'd be nice if they introduced something like they've got with the medical bays. 2 medicines at the moment. I think we need a couple more beds in here, but with bioplastic being such an issue, I really don't want to start spending it. I think I'll probably wait until we might get to a point where we're stuck inside with a sandstorm. Should certainly build a security console, 1 and 1. Yeah. Yeah, I suppose we don't need it right now. It's too far away from the landing port. Ooh, have we got guards yet? Ooh, we have 3 guards. Okay, we're at 44 now. I did say I was going to shut down at 44. But with the food level being stable, spares are stable, loads of this. Let's go a little bit more. We are going to need more beds though. That's 16 spaces there, but that's still not that many. Cause what have I got? 16 and 12, 38 spaces. What are your commissions? Ooh, 35. Right, so we're going to get some money. We're going to try and get a little bit... no, we're going to have this... Let's see, how much money have you got? 119, 120, 166. Oh, what am I doing? He's full. Wondering why is that still staying on red? Actually, I want to keep some food, don't I? Because... we'll get 1 starch. It's not even. There we go. Bit more money. Yep, we want to save up. We've got things to buy. Lots and lots of things to buy. How are we getting on? 3 bioplastic. Are we working on bioplastic? We are. And is the wheat farms almost there? I realise that these have been sort of painfully slow, and I've kind of dropped the ball a bit with my farming here. You know, it's quite ironic actually when you think about it that I'm doing a series entitled Tim's Super Farm, and I've screwed up and not actually built any farms, so possibly a good omen for the future. 6 bioplastic now. Good news, so it was being produced fairly steadily until it got to 98%, and so I thought, nah, fuck that. It's chow time. Almost finished loading this. Fortunately we have lots of biologists that are dicking around doing nothing. These must be the most looked after plants in the world. Look at that, each one of these has a biologist working it. Well, that's good, because you're about to get a lot busier. Maybe I should put another medical station in there. Yeah, I think we will actually. How many medics have I got? No, I've only got 2 medics, so well, you can both have a desk. God, they really are expensive. Gone are the days of my super colony with hundreds of metal and hundreds of bioplastic. Should probably check on our charts to make sure we're not running low on power. We are not. We are way over on our power production right now. Assuming that these are nights, that means we are still at 75% come morning. And our water looks pretty good as well. Come on, guys. What do you got? Is that the last one? Oh, it is. Are you an engineer? Nope. Oh, you are. You're not a happy engineer, but don't worry about it. Work is almost done. Oh, look at that reflection. That's awesome. Is that always there? Oh, it is. I've never noticed that before. Oh yeah, I can see it. That is a really cool effect. Does it actually reflect things that are actually in my base? No, I don't think so. Still cool though. What's going on with O2? We've only got 2 of these. Is that 60? I'm guessing there's a lot of people asleep in here right now. Yes, there is. Okay, so O2 is an issue suddenly. Try and leave enough space to stick another dorm here. But yeah, once you all get up from your oxygen deprived sleep, you can come and make that and fix that issue. See, this was the thing I was saying in one of the earlier episodes about this, is the oxygen system is really clever in this, that, or it kind of can really trick you up, or trip you up, because just because this is producing, you know, I'm producing way more oxygen than I require, because I have enough for 60 and I've only got 45. If I suddenly put 16 people in here, which is quite far from the oxygen generator, and people mince around through here, if there are more than 30 in this area, it doesn't matter about this one up here because it's not pumping oxygen this far, so it's quite advanced really when you think about it. Which is why I like to sort of spam oxygen generators about a bit, so that in the event of any sudden downings or loss of power or water or anything like that. Ooh, 65. You have nothing I want. Well, you have medical supplies, which I desperately want, but you've gone now, so that's not really something to think about. Yeah, my guys will get on it. Maybe I should actually not go to red alert. Let's let's go to 10% for that. Oh, we have got a third one now. Yeah, I'm okay with that. I'm going to build... a robot bay now. Do I have semiconductors? I do not have semiconductors. Or guns for that matter. I don't want to leave this space. Maybe got an idea that if that farm works well and I do get the big patent, you know, I might make like a spiral kind of thing of surrounded by a giant thing leading into another starport. That is, of course, if everyone doesn't die at some point. Right, so this is a bit far away from where everything's happening right now, but things will change. Right, so the oxygen crisis has been averted. Ooh, and we have our first bit of food. I don't know why I bothered carrying it all the way down there. I am actually going to put this here. Starting to get a little worried about stacking up things, but I got a lot of guys on the way with materials, so I kind of feel like I'm pretty close to this. And I have 25 metal. I'm going to give me a little bit of time just to rattle on with that, and then we will build a little bit more power and water maybe. I have been doing quite a bit of expansion recently over here, and I haven't built anything since I built this section. But I did look at my charts and I was doing well. I don't know, it feels like that's too well. It kind of feels like, well, there's no wind right now, and it's night, and I'm still pretty full. I mean, so yeah, they do. See, here's the thing. The wind's coming back now, but they drain pretty damn fast. And if I get a windless night, I am going to lose power. Okay, this is... Oh, it would be 65%. It would be 65%. I don't think I've got enough to do it, so... Not today. It's a very nice to have, but we can live without it right now. Do excuse me, I'm going to have a little drink. My throat is very dry. Apologies for that. I've been talking a little bit this evening, doing recording, and after a long day of chatting with a lot of people, so forgive me if my throat is a little bit croaky. Aha, here comes a sandstorm. And we don't have to die, or we do if we don't remember that it's F6. Would have been nice to get that done before the sandstorm, but there you go. I hope none of my drillers were outside. Yeah, there was one. I hope you got him. Where were you? Why is there a botanist outside? With that. Oh, he was taking it there and then I yellow alerted him. Sorry, what's your name? Amelia. You were perfectly right, you did exactly the right thing, you followed the protocol, and I'm just bitching about you for no apparent reason, so you have my eternal not forgiveness, that would be wrong. Whatever it is, you have it. You have it in spades, right. So whilst this is going on, people will crack on and make me a metric ton of plastic. And then we will finally get up our next farm. I do love the look of this game. It's kind of captured that sort of Martian... I mean, obviously this is a Martian type planet, but that sort of... I don't know, exactly what I sort of imagine colonization in the near future might look like. Maybe a little less domey. Well, not domey, but this kind of plastic glass roofs that we have on these things, which I'm assuming that's what they are, because that's what they're made of. Yeah, they're pretty reflections. See, this game's got even prettier. Have you got straight reflections in this? You have. Yeah. Yeah, it's a really nice looking game. I mean, it's in beta at the moment, and it's kind of a game that, I think it needs a bit more in it. There are sort of a few problems, like I think not being able to micromanage individual machines inside one of these is kind of something that I'd like to see changed. Particularly, it's not so much of a problem with these, but when you get to this kind of stuff, you got 3 different machines, and they start using up the semiconductors to make guns, which really no one is working in there at all, are they? They're making spares. We're going to put that up because that's engineers. When they're making guns up using the semiconductors and you're waiting for something, it can become a bit of a pain. I suppose you can turn individual machines off, but I don't know. But yeah, I think, one of the things that needs a bit more, I'm not sure, I can't put my finger on what exactly it is, maybe just more buildings and resources and things like that, just to sort of flesh it out a bit more, and maybe a few more event type things. But I mean, ultimately, I think it's on Steam for 15 quid, so can't really complain that much. I think, when it comes to games, I'm quite price critical of games, in terms of, a game that's £15 doesn't have to stand up against a game that's £100. And you kind of could say, well, what game's £100? But when you add on sort of season passes and things like that, there are games out there. I think if you're going to be charging that kind of price, it's got to be something pretty amazing. And I kind of feel like the AAA kind of side of things has gone a bit... Turn this off while I'm rambling. Has gone a little bit sort of money-centric, and some of the prices are a little bit unjustified for what they sort of are. Classic example, I mean, I never played this game. I'm not a sort of an MMO kind of person, but... MMO RPG. But the Elder Scrolls Online game was kind of a game that disappointed me a lot. Not, as I say, I haven't played it, and I'm sure it's not a bad game. I'm sure it's a pretty good MMO. But my sort of problem with it is that, it's quite an expensive game to buy, and then you'd have to get the subscription for it as well. And I kind of felt, for me, there's no way I was going to sort of shell out that kind of money on it. But I remember watching or reading an article from the developer saying, why have you gone down this monthly subscription route when it kind of seems like a bit of an outdated payment method? And he said, well, we wanted to do one payment. We didn't want to have microtransactions and get to this doorway and have to pay for a key. We didn't want that. We just wanted it kind of, you pay up front, that allows us to keep developing the game, and, that money funds that ongoing development, and you never have to hit up against any kind of pay barriers in the game. And it's kind of like, well, okay, that's fine. That's fair enough. It does cost a lot to keep developing these games, and that's, if you want to take that idea that we're not going to just sort of squeeze it out of you in little bits, we're just going to say this is what it costs and have it or don't have it, then that's pretty admirable. Problem is that then you go onto like the Steam page, and this was literally the same day as reading the article, and it's like you can buy the deluxe edition for whatever price, and then there was a DLC to get a horse or something like that, and it kind of just felt like, well, hang on a minute, you kind of just undercutting what you just said you were going to do about it when you start adding in additional things, and you making it so that people who pay more get more. And I also kind of felt that, I love co-op games. I don't play a lot of sort of competitive PvP type stuff. I love playing co-op games with friends, things like that more. And I really wish Skyrim had a co-op in it. I mean, maybe that's me personally, maybe you disagree with me, but Skyrim was, an amazing game, and I played a lot of it, and it was hats off, just an incredible creation of a game. But it was hundreds of hours of solo play, and I don't have an unlimited amount of time to dedicate to gaming, and remember we are actually playing a game. Yeah, they'll fix that. And I could, although I did put quite a bit of time into it, I couldn't, dedicate that kind of hours, particularly when I more prefer playing, on a co-op kind of basis. And, I didn't want it to be multiplayer, just running around slashing at people. That would have been a bit pointless in my book, but other people might have liked that. I just wanted it to be, you could enjoy it with a friend, or a couple of friends. And I can't help but think, cynical as a view as it might be, that the view that, you know, they must have known that Elder Scrolls Online was coming down the road, or, you know, was in the development pipeline. And I do kind of think, is that part of the reason that there was not a co-op in Skyrim? And if that was part of the reason, I kind of feel like we lost out a little bit there. And, you know, not to say that it wouldn't have been challenged to put co-op into Skyrim. You know, it's a massively complicated game, and, you know, but you did have followers and things like that in the game that could, you know, theoretically have been replaced with a human player, even if they didn't get to sort of choose the quests and manage that side of it. They just sort of went along and got loot and experience. You know, I think what I'm saying is that I think it's not beyond the realms of possibility that you could do it, even if it would be sort of slightly difficult and not as full featured as some people might like in the end day. But so yeah, I kind of feel we lost out, and, you know, with Fallout 4 coming out and that being sort of same boat as being completely single player, I can't help but think that at some point in the next not too distant future, if it hasn't already been announced, I don't follow these things that closely, that we are going to see a Fallout Online on a similar sort of model. And, you know, if it's great and it's not ridiculously priced, then I don't have a problem with that. But, you know, I think the general feeling I got for Elder Scrolls Online was that it was a good MMO, but it wasn't an amazing game, and it certainly wasn't a game that was kind of worth the price that was being charged for it. That being said, there's a lot of people out there, I'm sure, who've had a lot of fun on it, and I think, you know, particularly if you're a fan of MMOs and you like that kind of genre, I think it would be an amazing game for you. I just feel like it, you know, that Skyrim was such an amazing and full creation that the ability to enjoy it with friends would be amazing. So I know there has been some attempts at mods for multiplayer for Skyrim, but I'm not, as far as I'm aware, none of them have been massively successful or really sort of worked. But I could be wrong on that, and if anyone watches this and knows of anything like that, then please let me know in the comments. But anyway, a bit of a sort of tangent ramble there. I kind of just got on a bit of roll of something I wanted to say, so we'll actually come back to the fact that we are actually playing a game behind this ramble. So how have things been going whilst I've been talking? So he finally went out there and repaired that. That's good. We've got 30 metal, but bioplastic is still a problem, probably because we've taken so long to do this. But Tim's super farm is about to begin. So looking at the spacing here, I feel like we should be pretty good. I'm just going to train these. These are just going to join all together and then join out to another storage over here. Oh, is this? Oh, this is actually the end of the world. Yeah, right. Kind of sounds strange. It makes sense there's an end of the world, but I actually thought that there wasn't. So, yeah, learn something new. Right. 3 new colonists. Worker and 2 biologists. So, as we welcome 3 new arrivals to the colony, I think we will call it a day there with this episode. I don't think I set a timer, so I'm probably way over with this one, so if it is a bit of a longer one, apologise if you don't like the longer ones, but had quite a good time recording this one and having a chat with you guys. So anyway, I'm going to leave it there. Things are proceeding. We made the first steps into the farm, and we'll focus a bit more next time on doing that. And I think once we get this up and running and get some more bioplastic being produced, I think we will start to make a lot more progress. So I've been Timmy, this has been Planetbase, and thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time.